And he's not using like Authenticator or anything?
He doesn't use Google Authenticator. It was just with his email and with his phone, as far as, send a link, and neither of those were working.
I was looking into this because I was going to be, create my own channel. Like, are you sure your dad, like, is like there's this like vector of attack called a SIM swap. I don't know what they do, but I think they like copy your SIM card or something, or they like use personal information and like contact your your bank or your like your service provider for your phone.
Well, yeah, that's how a lot of people have had their MetaMasks hacked into their wallets that they have on their phones. I know there was one guy in the Hex community who had a lot of coins whose SIM card hacked. Someone did a SIM card swap on him.
Do they actually like copy it, or is it like they got into the code of the phone or something?
Oh, no, they call the service provider, like, let's say you have Verizon and they pretend to be you to Verizon, and they say, oh, I lost my phone. And then they, give them a replacement with your SIM card on it. So the solution to that is requiring a photo ID. Like, that's what I set up with mine, that they can't move my SIM card over to another phone unless they have my ID. So someone would actually have to copy my driver's license to get my SIM card.
No has been the set.
But my dad's issue is, so let's say someone did get into his Coinbase, then they could change all the information. So the email and the phone number wouldn't really work for logging in. They could just go in and change all that. So I think he had a weak password to Coinbase. Somebody probably did get into it and changed everything. But luckily, he didn't have his bank account information stored in there. He only wired money, so they couldn't do anything with his bank account.
Or to wire so you don't have to wait a fucking week?
Right, yeah. Yeah, wiring is the way to go for security. And it's faster. Whereas if you do a debit card or the ACH and then you get hacked, you're screwed because your bank information's right there in your account.
Ha! On them, I don't have any money.
Well, I just hope that they couldn't withdraw to negative amount, like I forget what you call that when
Overdraft.
you make a purchase and you don't have the money in your account and then it goes to negatives. Overdraft, yeah. Yeah, let's just hope you don't get overdrafted.
Yeah, I think they have like protection now, but like I don't know. Yeah, like you gotta be careful with that shit.
Yeah, I think they let you choose normally with the bank whether you want it to fail if you don't have enough money, or to let it go through anyway. So you have to make sure you choose that the transaction gets stopped. I've had to deal with credit card fraud before, but I haven't had my Coinbase account hacked. But Google Authenticator is a great way to protect it. But
Yeah,
my dad won't use that.
It's easy to install, and if you like need to change phones, I don't think it's too hard to do.
Yeah, you just copy the QR code from your old device and then it'll move it over. Yeah, I guess the solution for him is just make a new Coinbase. So he'll just need a new email and a new Coinbase account. I'll just put his information in and over again. Shouldn't be a big deal.
Nah, I have had to do that once because like Coinbase was fighting me on like getting funds in for just some stupid ass reason. Can't remember what it was.
I had that happen when I was trying to buy more Hedron. I wasn't really thinking, and I was trying to get my money in through a debit card, and it had me wait like 10 days, I think, to get my money in. Or no, the money was in, but I couldn't move it into a wallet. I had to wait 10 days, and then the price shot up before I was able to move the money. I was so angry. But I think if I would have wired the money, then I wouldn't have had that issue.
Suck in middleman D.
So true. So true. I want a good onboard offboard that's just nice and convenient, please.
Yeah, they want to stick the money in their exchange. And they want to be like, hey, make some interest. Well, it's in here.
Because the reality is they're actually just banks disguised as crypto exchanges. It's the same shit.
Yep, same game, different coat of paint.
Sometimes I think it's from the same brand of paint manufacturer, though.
For real.
I don't think we'll ever get to a point where there aren't banks, because there's just so many people who don't want to manage their own keys or can't do it.
I mean, there'll still be retarded people in the world. Yeah, I agree.
And there'll always be people who click links on emails that they shouldn't click. That will never go away.
I'm one of those people that hates, like, okay, email is like necessary, right? But like, I fucking hate email, dude. Like, people are like, oh, let's email back and forth. No, no.
Yeah, go to Telegram.
Like, you ever try to discuss like a heavy topic through an email? Like, dude, like, who does that? Who does that?
I like Telegram for even business emails, things that aren't necessarily worthy of an email, but may have a lot of information that can be sent not through text messaging, but through Telegram.
At first, I was like, what the fuck is this Telegram thing? Like, I'll go look into it. And now, like, dude, I don't even want to use Discord or anything. Like, I'd rather just, like, everyone use Telegram. It's just way better, cleaner, easier to post
viewers.
memes, reactions, and everything. I like it way better.
Hip hip hooray for Telegram. I'm a fan as well, Mike.
I remember I went on a rant with my own, but yeah, I was like, dude, Discord sucks. It sucks. I was like, there needs to be something better. Love Telegram now.
Yeah, I think it was created by Australia, some freedom fighters, that's for sure.
Dude, they're off out there like fucking fighting kangaroos and shit.
What the?
There's one like kangaroo that got a hold of this dude's dog, and the dude went up and started fighting the kangaroo like a badass. I was like, oh, dude, legendary.
I think I seen that, man. It was like full on boxing match, yeah.
Oh yeah, those kangaroos are scary, bro. I didn't know they were that scary.
There's some crazy boxers, bro. The male ones, right? They got like these big old arms. They throw jabs like it's no, like there's no tomorrow.
You know, in the cartoons, they make them all like super nice and everything, and they're super friendly. No, those things will fucking like Mike Tyson you out, man.
What other animal like can knock you out with its fist? Kind of funny. Oh, the wonderful world of crazy animals. Speaking of which, where the fuck's War Dog?
No, don't summon him.
War Dog!
I bet you War Dog could take down a kangaroo.
Oh, we'd have to listen for an hour for him to tell us the story about that one time he took down the kangaroo. All serious aside, all joking aside, I appreciate War Dog. He's fun. So this, I feel like this is the calm before the storm. Either we're gonna have a big pump in crypto, or we're going down for one last little fun ride, so I can DCA in heavy.
At this point, I have no clue. I'm just here for the ride.
That's a good disclaimer, but I know the real, I know what I know your real sentiments, Mike. But it's honorable and um grown up of you, mature of you to you know, not give financial advice.
Yeah, you shouldn't take financial advice from me. Terrible idea. Terrible. Unless we
I
look
still
back
see
and then I
Bitcoin
was
going to
right, and then you were
10,000.
an idiot for not listening to me.
I still see Bitcoin going to 10,000 though, before it does a run up.
Interesting. Tell us why.
It's because historically it does 85% drops from the top. It's pretty consistent doing that every 4 years, and it hasn't really capitulated yet. It keeps doing these spikes up, and then it retraces, which is showing weakness in its price right now. So eventually it has to capitulate, and 10,000 is a really good capitulation point where the sellers are exhausted.
I sure hope you're right, man. I just, yeah, I
And I'm
want this
picking
to
up
work.
Ethereum when that happens. That will be a great time. Pick up Ethereum for those cover gas fees in the bull run, because I think I used 2 Ethereum during the last bull run to do everything I wanted to do. So I'm gonna have pick up another 2 Ethereum at least.
Trevor, your voice seems oddly familiar.
Well, I've been around the Telegram chat back in the hex.com one back in 2021. Me and Mike talked all the time in it. But after the crash, all the chats died.
When the bull's in full effect, man, it's gonna get crazy again.
Dude, I'm excited to talk to D'Artagnan again, see how he's doing.
That guy's cool. I like D'Artagnan.
I hope he has a new mic. His mic was so bad.
Oh yeah, that was his thing.
Papa B gave him so much shit over that. D'Artagnan, get a new mic. It sounds like you're yelling in my ear.
Still salty about Papa B talking shit on me that one time. Still salty to this day.
I am too, to be honest. That was so uncalled for. You're being reasonable, and he just chewed you out publicly over that.
I wasn't there either. Like he was like going around talking. Maybe he was there one day, but I was like away from Mike or something. But like I didn't even want to help that person. I didn't even want to help them.
And he did it on the YouTube channel. Discourse Syndicate is where he chewed you out.
Oh,
It wasn't
that's
even on
where it
Telegram.
was.
Yeah, I could probably find the video and send it to you if you want to watch it.
Jeez.
That sounds cringy.
Dude, at least he's spreading the word of like hardware wallets and security and taking it seriously. Like no one's perfect,
That's
but
not
like
bad.
Papa B is just kind of a dick. That's all there's to it.
It's kind of
He's
like
only
it's his way
staking
or the
hacks.
highway. If you're not in his, I don't know, if you do anything different from what he wants, he gets bitter.
I like the guy, don't get me wrong, but yeah, he's a bit of a dick. He has an edge to him, which is just like a little bit unfair, it seems.
But other than that, I think he's funny.
Like Mike said, you know, his message is needed, and I appreciate him for that.
Yeah, because security is important. People just they're too loose with crypto. It doesn't matter what coin you're in or when you get in. If you lose it all, it's like you're in a battle royale game and then you get killed and then people take all your loot that you collected. It's like, dang. Or getting hacked in crypto is kind of like marrying the wrong woman and her taking half your shit.
So true. So true. Pre-nubs 2023. Everybody, cheers.
Yeah. I agree.
Marriage at all. 2023. Lots of girlfriends.
All the bitches.
What's going on, Bo?
What's going on, Salty?
It's your boy Salty here, coming at ya. Live from the bear market. But no blues for this salty boy. How's it going, Mike? You having a good day?
Yeah, did some adulting and stuff today and just ate some good ass food and just chilling here, man. Just enjoying life.
Some adulting. I like that. I don't know what that means, but I like that.
You know, like wiping your ass and fucking taking out the garbage and shit. Putting on clean clothes. The whole 9 yards.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Right on, man. That's good. I like responsible Mike. You know, he looks good. He looks good.
Let's not push it too far, all right? Half responsible. I call it half-filled responsibility.
So how was yield? Did that take over yet? Do we know?
I did not even look. I think I can get it on my computer though.
Yeah, I was just watching RH Max. He's got a live stream right now going about like specifically Watts's and the art right now. And I went, oh wait,
Oh,
it's 4:30. I can fucking go check out the group here. And it's kind of quiet here today. I wonder if a lot of people are actually watching that. Yeah, he's got Gifford on there and that blue bum guy.
wait, who?
No, I was like, wait, who is that guy? Yeah.
Yeah, my computer's not loading. Can't pick it up. To figure out how good of a day it was.
I'm gonna say 0.5% if I had to guess.
I was
We've
telling
been having
what's
some
his
off.
face.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was telling what's his face. We need like a current countdown like thing for like how much Hedron has been officially burnt and is going into that day's pay.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, like a conversion, like yeah, a countdown conversion thing. Yeah, I like that. Makes total sense. I was just gonna say we've been having some, like, in my opinion, some really good voice chats the last few days. It's just been like really fucking entertaining and good and fun to be part of. I've been feeling a little better today. I've been decimated over this last weekend. Some Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I've just had like the worst like stomach, some sort of freaky ass fucking stomach bug, and it was devastating. Like I was actually getting freaked out. Fucking. So I'm
You
feeling a
better be
little better
walking
today.
around wearing a mask, sir. I expect 3 masks on your face.
Oh, okay. 3 masks and yeah, and like a sticker that says like I'm a fucking zombie.
Every time I see somebody
Here.
anywhere, I'm just like, are they okay? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't dig too much into like conspiracy and the fucking COVID, all that shit. But I got to say though, like since I had my COVID vaccines, I don't think I've ever really been as sick as I have like since. I feel like this last year I've had more fucking colds and weird things happen to me than I can really remember. Um, and yeah, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's from that, but it's just odd.
And like, you better stop getting sick, man. Maybe you should cut back on the jabs. I don't know. I'm not a doctor though. I don't know if I take my medical advice.
A 3 cent hex would make me feel real fucking good right about now, though. I don't know. I feel like the chats help me calm me down quite a bit, like, and it's helping me keep my shit together in a sense. But yeah,
Well,
delayed
if we're
gratification.
Well, if we're all sitting around and only one of us gets stabbed, it's kind of like the person who got stabbed feels really bad. But if all of us got stabbed, like through this bear market, at least we're all getting stabbed together. All these fucking knives and red candles.
I honestly want to see Icosa go to 10 cents and then buy up a ton of them. I'm just waiting patiently.
Trevor, you sound an awful lot like Mike Unmuted, I must say. I was going to say it yesterday, but I just forgot, and now I'm doing it now.
You said I sound like Mike.
Yeah.
Huh, that's interesting.
I never thought that like I sounded like Trevor by any means, but I don't know.
Mike thinks I sound like a robot, so you just...
No, you are a robot. You are a robot.
I am the robot.
Yeah, 10 cent Icosa would be a fucking filler up bag price. That would be, that's a no-brainer. Anything under
It's
30
just one of
cents.
those prices you can't lose by buying it. Whereas right now, I can't quite tell if I should load up yet. I'm kind of just letting my Hedron chill, being staked and collecting it. Not going to sell it. But if Icosa goes down to 10, 15 cents, I'm loading up all I got into it.
Yeah, we could. It's really hard to tell. Like, I would like to think that like everyone sees like, yo, you probably shouldn't dump your Icosa because it's like retarded if you do. But like,
People
people do it.
will. Dude,
Yeah.
there's so much supply that's going to come out in February and March. I'm just thinking, ooh, this looks like a buying opportunity coming.
People could take their Hedron though and buy they could go and try or people could like end stake and just like use their Hedron to buy up Icosa though. Because the Icosa pool is still so mini dollar for dollar compared to the Hedron pool. And like you get two things. So, I had this like argument where it was like if three guys wanted to dump all their yield, but one guy wanted to dump all his Hedron to buy it all and they were all the same size, what would the price be? And like this next set of auctions, like, one thing is that Hedron could also go down because of the amount of Hedron that's coming unstaked.
Mm-hmm. And also, when testnet v3 comes out, people are going to want to load up on Hex, and they're not going to so much want Icosa or Hedron. I think people will prefer to have Hex for, trading on Pulse Chain because they know it'll hold its value better. That's just what I'm thinking. So I could see Hex pumping and then Icosa and Hedron being dumped for Hex right before Pulse Chain comes out.
I didn't even think of it.
Well, think of it. It's kind of like people want to be in the safest. It's kind of like nobody wants to be a stable coin for their Pulse Chain copy. They know that their copy is most likely to hold its value with Hex, with Pulse Chain. It just seems like a safer bet. So I think people are going to gravitate towards what's safer. Because everyone knows that the bridge is the first priority of the bridge is going to be Hex. The incentive token payout is going to be the best with Hex, with liquidity. Liquidity, there's going to be good liquidity. There's going to be a good bridge. Hex is going to be the priority to make sure that's doing well on Pulse Chain. And the OA has the power to make sure that happens. The OA isn't going to give a shit whether Hedron and Icosa have good liquidity and good bridging.
Yeah, like Hex is Richard's baby. He's not gonna let that fucking die, right?
So I always do the opposite of what people do. So if I'm anticipating everybody's going to dump their Icosa and Hedron for Hex, before Pulse Chain launch, then I'll be loading up on Icosa and Hedron during that time.
Yeah, but why would somebody do that if, I mean, with the
I see Hex pumping like you were saying for V3,
Mm-hmm.
but I see it taking everything with it. I see it taking Icosa and Hedron way up with it.
Yeah, you're right. Hex going up does pull Hedron Icosa up with it, but you also have those extremes when one is more traded heavily towards the other. I've seen that happen where Hedron would pump and Hex would dump because there were massive positions being taken in Hedron and getting out of Hex. I've seen that happen too. So sometimes when you have bag holders going from one team to another team, you won't have the prices follow each other. They'll actually go opposite directions in those instances.
Myself, I'm loaded up with everything, so I'm good. Hex, Pulse Chain, fucking, everything. I'm good. So one's got to go up, so I'm going to be good in one of them.
Oh yeah, you can't be wrong having them all. It's just for me, my Icosa position isn't where I want it to be yet, and I'm just trying to anticipate when to make my Icosa position bigger.
Yeah, Mike told me a while back, he was like, because my personal strategy with my staking, like with my Hedron pool, is like I just sell my Hedron. How am I doing it? No, sorry, I'm selling my Icosa to buy more Hedron and just compounding my Hedron. And then my Icosa pool, I'm not compounding because I don't want to be locked up for any long periods of time and just taking the hit there. But he told me, he said, hey, you might want to rethink that. Think about what you're talking about. That might not be the smartest move. And man, I've been thinking about it, and I think he's on to something. I think my Icosa position is like you said, Trevor. It's not where it needs to be. And but those are the consequences to my strategy.
So
I think you're right.
I got like $400 of Icosa, which I'm not scared to share that because it's like $400 just so I could see what the yield would be. And I've been staking it for maybe a couple weeks, and the yield is very impressive compared to my Hedron. When I compare that dollar per dollar, staking Icosa, I was surprised. I'm thinking I'm getting 150% per year with Icosa staking
And
as
that's
far
with
as the dollar value is.
that's like with no big auctions happening.
Yeah, that's natural, like fucking yield.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, I want a bigger Icosa position, but I don't think now is the time to load up. I think that it's more likely the price will drop for Icosa in the next 2 months.
So one thing I'd like to add in is like when with Icosa and seeded liquidity, you're fighting the price, but like you're also fighting like the amount of like yield and served days of the stake. So if we go to 10 cents tomorrow, yes, like buying Icosa at 10 cents is the absolute best play. But like because of like the big payout day, like February 13th and all the additional Hedron and shit that you earn, I kind of lean on just like, dude, DCA stake and chill. And like, I bought some at like 30 cents or whatever, or 35, 40 cents, and I staked it. And like the price went up, but I also earned a whole bunch of like Icosa and Hedron. And I have like, when I want to compound, I can compound faster and get more stake points.
Yeah, Icosa is the one coin I cannot predict what it's going to do. Every other coin, I'm pretty certain where it's going to go. But Icosa is just like, oh man, the market cap is so crazy low that it's
Well,
not going to stay that low of a market cap for that long.
well, remember that's based on the non-staked coins.
But the supply is going to go up like crazy
Yeah.
as well.
Hey, can you guys hear me by chance?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. I apologize. Literally every time I try to talk, someone's calling me, and I'm like, "Can they hear me?" But my response, I heard what Trevor just said about as far as just waiting for the price drops. I was literally in that predicament like yesterday because I was kind of chat that I had liquid hex. I'm like, damn, what should I do? Like, should I just hold my bag and build it, or if I could just buy a close and leave? I was thinking was that for the Icosa yield, right? I mean, we have a big payday coming out February 15th, and I was just thinking like it might be good to get in now, so then you could get that big payday instead of waiting 30 to 60 days after the payday to wait for those prices. Because the first big payday, it took 60 days after the first big payday for it to get to like 25-30 cents, and that's like a long time. And I was like, should I wait 2-3 months, or should I just, get in now where I get part of that big yield on that payday?
So if I get this right, it's February 15th. If you have Icosa staked, there's going to be a huge yield bonus.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. The first one, which was like obviously a couple months ago, I mean the price, essentially shot up. I mean it was around $1.50, I think the day of, or $1.15, and then it dropped 80%. But that next big payday is February 15th, so it might be wise just to throw a little bit at it now, so then you get part of that, and then wait maybe 30 to 60 days after to buy more.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because
Because if
it
I'm
was
going
a
to hold it
huge
anyway
jump.
until the bull run, I'm going to have more coins.
Yeah, bro, I couldn't believe it, dude. Because so I had 2,003 Icosa staked, right? And I took advantage of that first big payday, and I got 650 that one day.
Yeah, I got
Like
35% on my principal that day.
Yeah, it was insane. Like your jaw hit the floor. Like, holy crap, is this possible? Like everyone was shook. Like it was so crazy. So with that in mind, like, instead of me, because I was in the same position, I was like, man, let me wait 60 to 90 days to buy it at maybe 10 to 20 cents. And I'm like, no, that payday was so juicy that I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy it right now.
What's up, guys?
Oh shit! It's Kismet.
Powerful kismet.
Are we going to the moon or what?
You know, like we're already at the moon, dude. If you're staking Icosa, you're at the moon. You just gotta wait for your next stake to come out.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys do any like a little bit of technical analysis or if that really cares for you guys, but I think we're right below resistance. I don't have my chart up right now, but the next major resistance is 90 cents. So I was gonna assume that we were essentially gonna pump up until like 90 cents by the time it hits February 14th, 15th, and then drop hopefully 50%. Not as drastic as the first one. Like the first one was an 85% correction, but hopefully, hit 90 cents and then maybe drop down to 45 cents.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the actual TA, but if ideally, yeah, we should see a pump. That's for sure. I don't do TA myself, so I can't really fully understand what it was that you said, but I could definitely see a pump before the auctions and then a drop. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, essentially, I'm thinking it should gradually just increase, not like drastically, unless X pumps crazy. But it should gradually increase before the next payday around February 15th, and then we might see a sharp drop just because everyone's going to take advantage of the HSI buyback.
Yeah, and you're gonna see Watsos be burned as well.
Yeah, and I'm trying to understand. I mean, unfortunately I didn't take advantage of the Watsons, but I mean, I understand how it works. It's just I haven't even bought one yet. Like, did you guys hold some Watsas, or you're just strictly holding Icosa and Hedron?
Oh, do I definitely have a slew of fucking Watsas, man? You have to have some.
Okay, so I am talking to the right guy because I think I listen to your videos all day. I'm not sure who records the chats, but I think you primarily are the main speaker or host, and I try to like be a sponge and soak in as much information as possible for me because you give so much knowledge. You have so much knowledge and education, and provide so much information. It's hard to grasp it, and I literally try to listen to it every single day because I feel like the more I listen to it, the more it'll click.
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, like I did the same thing, dude. I was like, listen to execution every day. I was like, there's something else that I don't understand. There's more. Just trying to sponge it all up.
Yeah, so you've been doing that at Icosa Yield Parties, right? They're like 3-4 hour talks.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's some really good stuff. I work a 9 to 5, but it's really slow. I work for a mortgage company, and we're just slow because rates are so damn high. So I literally just put it on, and sometimes it's crazy because I really don't want it to do it sometimes because it's just so much information. But I just put it on and just listen to it while I work.
So what do you think? They raising interest rates? The pivot was a bullshit lie to get people bullish for no reason.
I mean, I think what's the next meeting tomorrow on Wednesday? I think it's. I mean, I think it'll be just 25 basis points, and then inevitably we'll just pause and finally start having that pivot towards the end of the year. And sorry if I had a bunch of background noise. I was actually at the gym.
Oh, good. Oh, good. My thing is, man, like if they raise interest rates again, no one's moving. No one's gonna move into a new home.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. It depends what location it is because I'm in Tampa, Florida. So we're literally one of the fastest growing city in the country. Like it's ridiculous. Like I just want people to stop moving here. So, but everyone's coming in from California, Texas, and New York, and of course their cost of living is a lot higher over there. So here it's just cheap comparatively, but people are just moving every single day, and they don't care because I mean they're buying rates, and also the market last year it corrected a little bit. Like it wasn't gonna have like an over the top, crash. But I mean, it corrected a little bit by like 10 or 20% because we had appraisals coming in like maybe 10, like 20 to 30 grand less, which wasn't a big deal. I mean, it was inevitable, but people are willing to pay. I mean, whatever. Like I just saw a loan today for like 8.5%. I'm in my head. I'm like, why the fuck would you like? Do you need a house that bad that you want to pay 8.5%? But the market down here in Tampa is so good that like it's like almost guaranteed that if you buy a property now, like 5-10 years, it's just gonna be so much more because the city is growing so fast. So I think it depends on the location, but people are willing to spend that money here.
And the dollar's losing value.
Right, that too. And I'm
Pretty
waiting
soon,
like
$1 million home ain't going to be too impressive.
yeah, right. I mean that's why we're all in crypto, right? Because we're in the best asset class. But yeah, I mean it's pretty crazy. Like people are just coming in and just spending whatever. Like they don't care what the rate is.
I don't know, man. I got like just a condo, dude. It's fucking cheap, but like I got enough space and everything. I don't want to move right now. Moving sucks. I've been doing it for so long for other people.
Dude, I'm so with you on that. Like, I literally, like, especially with my mom, she works HR, she travels so much. Like, I'm like, I help her move like every single year. It's fucking annoying. Sorry for cursing, but it's so annoying. But like, it's crazy. Like, it's just us men. We're so simple, dude. We just want like maybe a little 2-2, 3-2, something just comfortable, and we'll be happy. But like, I swear, like women or my mom, like I'm not being sexist or anything. It's just a different ball game. Like, they don't get comfortable too easily like we do.
Dude, I like lived in like a 12 by 10-foot room for 5 years to save money. Like I was happy, like it was whatever, small little place. I think it was like 800 square feet between me and my roommate.
Oh yeah, I mean we're definitely, we just have that nature. We're like we'll do whatever it takes to just live in that type of scenario, just to be successful in the future. And I think Maxim Broadcast, I'm sure you guys have heard of him, but he kind of had a similar
Love Maxim.
story. Yeah, like he was like essentially lived like he was just dirt poor, like super poor, but he saw the vision. I mean, he was a visionary. That's important. And the fact that he had a woman to stay with him, like that is super rare. Like for a woman to like be by your side and be like, hey, you sit her down, be like, hey, listen, we're gonna be living like crap for a few years in a 5x5 home or a mobile home, but in a few years, man, you just, if you believe in me, I'll be a millionaire.
That's exactly what Sylvester Stallone did, and his woman left him.
Adrian.
He purposely
yeah.
lived dirt poor while writing screenplays, and the woman he was with was just sick of it because they couldn't afford heat. He had to sell his dog just to buy food.
Sell his dog.
Yeah, I mean it's very unfortunate. Like, I mean, a lot of women they married they want to be with a man for the lifestyle. And
I guarantee after
unfortunately,
Rocky, he had zero trouble finding a replacement to that
exactly.
bitch. So that's how you think.
Exactly. I mean, that's the best. I'm like, I don't know if you guys like are your fans of like Andrew Tate or Tristan Tate, but Tristan Tate, like he was like the ultimate revenge. Is like if a woman
Success.
leaves you and you become successful and she wants you back, that's like the best feeling ever.
There's no better revenge than success. It's perfect.
Yeah, at least I mean, I have a girlfriend, and I eventually, I pretty much got her to get in Hex. She doesn't know what the heck it is. I'm just like, dang, invest in Hex. It's a CD on steroids. Just.
I like the colors.
I'm like, yeah, right. She's like, ooh, what's this? Like, because Hex's website, like the staking app, it looks pretty cool, but it just
really
has so
pops.
much information on it. It's like overwhelming. But I'm just like, babe, just do a staking ladder. She's like, what's a staking ladder? I'm like, forget that. Just do it for 1 year, 2 years. And so now like every paycheck, I think she's throwing like $50 to $100, I think over 2 years out. And she doesn't even know what the heck she's doing. She just got in the rhythm of doing it, like just that repetitiveness. And I'm just like, you have no idea how lucky you are to be in Hex right now. And she's just like, all right, whatever, I'm just doing what you're doing. But that's unbelievable. It's kind of funny, but
Can I just quickly ask you, is she literally making $200 stakes at a time?
She's doing like random like 50, 100, 200. She did a $500 one. I tried it.
Yeah.
I tried
Can
to
you
do like yeah, I'm sorry.
tell her to stop doing that? I
Yeah,
would
so
suggest
Icosa.
just making some bigger ones if you want to save up and then make some stakes, but I don't think
I say
that's
make
a
Icosa
$50 hex
stakes.
stake.
Make Icosa stakes.
yeah,
Thanks for
Icosa's
talking
easier for
over
new
me,
people.
Mike. Thank you, I
Ah!
appreciate it. You'll be the
Yeah,
muted
so-
Mike soon.
yeah. I mean, she just started doing the stakes like a couple months ago, but I was talking to her about the T shares, and I was like, hey, minimally, I was like, because I have like I think 9 T shares, and every stake I do is at least minimally 1 T share, and I try to explain that to her and stuff like that. But she kind of got impatient. She's like, I'm just gonna make stakes every other paycheck or every paycheck for like a couple $100s. I'm like, all right, but it'd be best if you actually got a T-shirt so you could earn like 6.8 a day or whatever. But I don't know. She was kind of being stubborn about it. And I'm just like, all right, whatever.
I think
Well,
maybe
get her.
the bigger concern would be like when it comes to unstaking them, if they're a bit on the smaller side and the gas fees are crazy on the ETH side, that may be slightly problematic to unstake when it comes time.
Yeah, I think
Exactly what I was.
yeah,
Okay.
and I think I saw her stakes, and it was like I think it was like 3,000 to 5,000 hex each or something like that. It's actually not bad. I mean, hopefully, in 2025, when I think the peak of the bull market is, hopefully hex will be over $1 or $2. But I mean, we'll obviously see. So I don't think the gas will hopefully be too much a big problem. But I mean, yeah, we'll see. But I'll definitely talk to you about it because I mean,
gas will be a problem. I will.
Yeah,
bet.
it'll probably be like $150 or more, probably.
It's because the bots, they never stop. Even when ETH gets better, the bots will just fill up that space.
Did we
Yeah,
just forget about
you want-
blockchain here? Like,
Yeah, but she's doing it now on Ethereum, right? So like,
yeah,
you don't want to like screw yourself on that side, just because being impatient. Now, Mike had a point. This isn't a problem if you just had her stake some Icosa or stake some even Hedron, but I would say Icosa. Good yield. You're not gonna get killed with end stake fees. You're not gonna get killed with if you let it go until you could afford it, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah, just
like
let it go till fees go down.
Yep. You're not like, within 14 days I gotta end the stake or I'm gonna start losing my yield. You don't have to worry about that. So
Yeah, I think yeah, I'll definitely talk to her about it today because the last time I checked her app, I think she had like 6 stakes up, and I think one of them or 2 of them were like $500 now for 2 years out, and the other ones were like smaller ones. Like the other 4 were like 100 to 200. So yeah, I'll definitely look at it, and I'll definitely try to get Icosa because I mean I freaking love Icosa, and I mean that you guys are right. I mean that is the better play in my opinion. So I should probably get her in Icosa and do like the stakes there because the yield is just what like 5 times better.
I think when
or make
Sorry, Joe.
HSIs. If you're gonna make stakes, at least make them 5555s as an HSI, right? Like, and then a decent size as well. But at the very least, if you couldn't afford to end stake them, you could sell them on OpenSea or something. I don't know, but
As an HSI, you can emergency end stake if you have to and be able. Well, you're basically transferring it into Icosa. You're not emergency end staking them. But anytime you need money from a long stake, you can get money out of it.
Right. No, that's definitely a good point. I might just convert her hex stakes to 555, turn it to an HSI, and then I mean tokenize it so she gets some Icosa. And it's like it's what like a 20% increase, right? Or bonus.
well,
Like a 20% bonus.
explain to me what do you mean? What do you mean convert? If she made native stakes, there's no converting them to HSIs. There's
Oh, she would actually have to. Yeah, sorry, she would have to cancel essentially the stakes in order.
She would have to get new hex and make
Right.
those into HSIs.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
I still take that opposite approach. Like, I really think, like, dude, getting her to stake hex, dude, you did like more than I could probably do. But like, so as she gets like, at this point, she's gotten to the habit, but is she having fun doing it yet? And I think that's where Icosa comes in. Like, I think there's just so much more like near term and long term benefit to like setting up like weekly Icosa stakes.
I would concur.
Yeah, I mean
with
that's.
that.
Yeah, I mean I mean, just thinking about it, I'm not sure why I didn't come up because it's like I'm doing Icosa stakes and I'm making her do X. Maybe because I'm a little it's already hard talking to her about cryptocurrency in general. So it's like like I'm not afraid to talk to her about it, but I'm like hesitant because I'm like, damn, she's just not gonna understand a damn thing I say. So it's more of like that. But yeah, I'll definitely I'll talk to her
It's
tonight
like
about it.
you're teaching a kid like how to
Yeah.
like open up his own little checking account. Like imagine if like a bank you could, I think you can like, and like you just tell it like, since she's only putting in 50 to 100 bucks, well, that's fucking awesome because that's half a 90-day stake right now. I could, if we go down to 10 cents, it could be multiple 90-day wallets. But like, and then like, I was talking to Rich about this, and then, you could also take, it's like, you know, teach her the value, but like you're allowed to take profits here. Like, especially if you're only selling interest, like if you see somebody sell their interest and restake their principal, are you going to look at the blockchain and be like, that guy's evil? No, he's using the system. And now the price might be lower, and that creates a greater opportunity for everybody else to get more stake points because he left. And remember, every day you're serving a steak, I like the video game analogy. Like every day you play the game, you get ammo and you can increase your position or cash out. Like I'm waiting for
That's
that
definitely a
time
good
where Hedron
analogy.
blows up while Icosa drops, and I will. That's another thing. So think about this. Like maybe like holding a whole bunch of Hedrons way better. Like I don't own a lot, and like this play could happen. But like let's say you stack up your Hedron, and then in the future Hedron does a 10x while Icosa goes down 60%. Well, you could even get more stake points than you can today with staking. Just well, it would be with staking, but like way in the future. I didn't even think that one through. Like I have a whole bunch of 90-day wallets, right? And they've only earned a couple dollars each. And so maybe I just let the Hedron sit there for a while. And then down the road, I get a whole bunch of stake points because Hedron outperformed Icosa in just terms of price appreciation.
Yeah, I've definitely thought about that. I mean, thought in a sense, like I know Icosa and Hedron, they won't like 50x at the same time. Like they're both gonna have their own moments, and that's when you can like definitely take advantage of each other.
It's weird because like Hedron definitely can pump or dump a lot harder. And like I think after this recent pump, we really saw that. And then with like Icosa though, you have all that yield and you're earning so much more. But like, you could use some of this Hedron down the road, and maybe a year from now, some of the people who stack their Hedron through all their stakes, like they end up winning big because Icosa dropped more than Hedron did or whatever. There's a lot of plays that can happen. I'm really excited for is it the 13th or 14th auction?
It was the 14th, but some people said it was the 15th. So it's definitely one of those days. But if it's the 15th, I'll be freaking happy because I get paid on the 1st and 15th. And I'm like, I'm praying to God it's the 15th, but I think it's the 14th.
Well, that's going to be a big payout month too. Like it's not just that one day, dude. The second and third day were awesome too.
Yeah, dude, it was freaking nuts. Like I just felt so appreciative. I was like, man, I'm finally gotten a project early, and I essentially planted a seed, and I'm reaping the rewards. Like it was just so exciting around that time. Like it was so awesome.
And think about it this way: you're going to get that hopefully, like let's say maybe around that same amount of yield, but you've been building on that yield this whole time. This last 3 months, you've been gaining yield, so you'll get more.
Right, but that first auction, a benevolent person unlocked those 2,000 HSIs for bidding, correct? Because I don't think we have that this time.
You don't think that there'll be someone that'll unlock them all?
I don't know. I've asked this before and I think it was really the users are the ones unlocking. I hope there is.
Yeah, when Icosa went live, everybody or that participated, they sold HSIs back to the contract on the first day. They got Icosa, and then they staked that because the yield didn't come out until the UTC time, the rollover time. So that it was mostly users that the surge of HSIs going in there. That was the I don't think it was any like one individual at all.
I don't know because it literally, if you looked at it, and I participated that first 24 for like not even 48 hours. I think it was like 36 hours. Was insane because they were literally like you would have 5 to 10 HSIs all coming out at the same time. And then you'd have like the next minute the same thing, the next minute the same thing. So I remember how slow that thing was working too when we went to go and cash it in too, tokenize it.
Yeah, I mean, I sold a few. I don't know. I think it was like 4,500 HSI sold in that first 24-hour period. I wasn't, keeping records of it, but anyway, it was way more than Alex has commented several times. Way more than he thought. The adoption was way more.
I think the point is though, like on the 14th, 15th, whatever of this month, that's I believe it's like the exact like 3-month or 4-month anniversary of that day. And obviously what people were doing, they were buying those HSIs on day one of the auction when they could, and instantly putting them back into to make Icosa. And so that cycle is still pretty early, where a lot of those original HSIs are being recycled, which is why on that date every month it kind of happens again.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It was literally, yeah, once you do that recycling, it's like it's 90 days. So we should have like essentially a big payday every 90 days if people continue to do that.
Right.
So yeah, the definitely next one's 1450. But however, I do believe though it's not going to be as big as the very first payday. Like I definitely believe I know we got like 35% the first day, but I'm thinking this one might be less, like maybe 20 to 25%, which is still huge, but I don't think it'll ever be like the very first payday.
Yeah, agreed.
I agree. Yeah, it'll be less, but you've been gaining your yield. You've been growing your yield, so you'll get more too.
More in
20%.
terms of like a 0.1% or so like let's say there was a trillion burnt. That was the first one, right? Or 1.5 or whatever. Are you saying the amount of Hedron burnt in a single day or the payout? Because remember, the pool is super small right now.
Oh, I was referring to the payout.
Just because you could look at it in different ways, because you could look at it as like, oh, that was the biggest burn, like biggest payout is and I'm not trying to nitpick. I'm just trying to, just like, I think it's a better way to view it. Like, is it like, because I think that these payouts right now are actually the most important payouts. Like the people who are here are the ones who are winning. If you're staked through these burns, whether it's the biggest or not, we could see future where there's a bigger burn, but like because the pool's so diluted in the future, the payouts are less. Does that make sense? Remember,
Yeah, it
the
makes total
Icosa pool
sense.
is like beyond mini. I mean, I have stakes that have earned 15% interest in just terms of Icosa in 30 days, plus $1 of Hedron. But like that's just in 30 days. And like, what if we saw $2-3 Icosa or something like that, you know?
Yeah, Mike, I like obviously love this talk, and when you say that the Icosa pool compared to the Hedron pool is really small and much, younger, etc., and it's great to be in right now, and we're getting an amazing yield. I agree with all of that. Are there stats about how much the Icosa pool is growing? However, like what kind of like monthly percentage in size or anything like that? Is there any intel on that?
I have some numbers in my head. Like I think it was this one stake was like 0.0165, and that was like day of the last auctions. And now I think it's like 0.014.
And that was a month ago.
No, the first set of auctions. So that was 2.5 months ago. So I don't know how that. What is that? Like 15%, 10, 15.
12.5%.
Thank you.
There you go.
Told you, dude.
Okay.
Dude's a robot.
Robot.
So am I right in thinking Icosa launched what? Was it 3 months ago when we could start staking Icosa? When was that?
No, it was 3 months prior, 90 days prior to November 13th.
Or yeah, it was August
And
or something.
I wanted to add that I staked my Icosa 12 days ago, and I already have 10% yield from 12 days. It's insane.
Yeah, today was 0.5%. Salty called it.
I think this whole chat room should just be shut down and nobody's allowed to talk about this ever again.
I would rather like a whole bunch of like new crypto people or existing crypto people hear it and then just make a couple 90-day stakes. Like and everything. Like, dude, like right now, this is the greatest time to get people in because it's like $120, I think, for a 90-day wallet. That's like no commitment for cryptocurrency.
Well, it is. There are so few people, even in the Hex community, that have, I don't know, overlooked or just disregarded, what we have here, what we're talking about. And slowly, I think people will, oh, wow, I didn't know about that. And then they, they come in. But so far, I believe it's overlooked.